listen, I want to hear everything, but I just gotta go to the bathroom, right? I just want to take a moment and give it back to my business partners. The first one I want to give it back to is, again, Malika, who edified me earlier and who edified me again. And she says such great things. It just makes you it kind of makes you want to do even more, because I know your heart is sincere, and I know that you say what you mean and you mean what you say. And coming from your mouth to me, I don't take that lightly. I am so grateful and so humble to have people like you in my organization and just in the Enagic organization, period. Because for those of you who know Malika, she gives from her heart, and she doesn't just give to who's in her organization, but she gives to everybody. I remember we had a meeting going on in Manhattan, and she had these little books that she gave to everybody. I still got my little tiny little blue book, success book, and so we're so grateful for her. Because you guys help me give it back to her. Can we give her another round of applause? Yes. And then Nakima. LaGuardia, remember? Yeah. And I see this woman walking around with a hat on, and she just walking around, and Tony said, "Don't you know her?" I said, "Yeah, I know her." And she said, Tamia! You know? And she was there, and she was off to another job to do another seminar. And she was saying to herself, "I'm getting so tired." And she was saying to us, "I'm getting so tired. I really just want to do Enagic. I really just want to give it my all." And to stand here tonight and to see you doing this full time, it speaks volume. It speaks volume. I'm telling you. I mean, so hats off to you. If I was sitting in these seats hearing this presentation for the first time tonight, I have to be BD, as Desmond Gibson would say, BD, not to buy. And you know what BD means, right? Brain dead. You say BD. You know, so he's another Trinidadian. Now y'all be saying and government water and all that. I thought us Southerners had government juice. I thought us government. I thought us Southerners had some sayings, huh? But truly, I want you all to understand that it's not about me. I have been with Enagic now going on 11 years. Wow. This business has flat out changed my life. I'm not just saying that because it's a part of my presentation. I'm talking to you from my heart. What you see today is not what it's always been. I was born and raised in South Carolina. I'm going to keep it real simple. My grandmother and my grandfather raised me, not because they wanted to. They had already raised 11 children. They had already raised their own. My grandmother's brothers and sisters she had raised because her mother passed away. And then here I was. Why? Because my father went away to prison when I was 9 years old. My mother died when I was 7 years old. I had no brothers, no sisters. And so they took on the role as not only grandmother and grandfather, but as mom and dad. So that's all I do. And they instilled in me at a very young age, you know, the importance of getting an education, going to school, getting good grades, becoming somebody. And to my grandmother, my job was to become a school teacher. You know, when they told you to do something, you just did it. Even though she passed on when I was 16 years old, she transitioned, as Malika would like to say, right? Mm-hmm. When I was 16 years old, I still was scared not to become a teacher. You know what I mean? So I went ahead and I became a school teacher and ended up out of South Carolina teaching school in Brooklyn, New York. Just somebody say hello. You can say that again. It was like night and day because, see, in South Carolina, they had permission to reach out and touch you. Right. And I ain't talking about the right hand of fellowship, y'all. I'm talking about reach out and touch you any way they wanted to. You know what I mean? You can relate. We here. I knew I was going to get one. I know I got another one over there. We here, right? So I'm saying that to say that I decided to go ahead and become a school teacher. I became a school teacher, ended up teaching school in Brooklyn, New York. I figured I'm going to have my children a little different from my grandmother. I'm going to have them at least 4 years apart, not 1 year, every 2 years or whatever. 4 years apart. And the reason I did that is because I knew what it was to pay tuition. I paid my own way through college. And it was very, very hard to pay off those loans. So I figured if I work really, really hard and I stay at it, I be consistent, then I'll make enough money. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll make enough money to pay children's tuition. And I learned out real quick that just wasn't the way, you know. After I got my first couple of checks, I realized teaching ain't all what they said it was supposed to be, you know what I mean? So I went ahead and I had my first baby, Siobhan, and then I waited 4 years and I got pregnant with my second son, Damien Jr., who's 24 years old. Some of you were at my house last night. You got the chance to meet him, right? Raphael and her husband. They had a chance to meet Damien, 24 years old now. When Damien started drinking this water, he was about, I like to say 12, 13 years old when he started drinking the water. The reason I bring him up is because when I gave birth to my son, something happened that I did not expect to happen. The reason I tell folk that my grandmother had 11 children and her mom had 11 children, and she had a friend that had 26 children, I'm serious. No twins, triplets, quadruplets. That's just how they used to do things. You see, when they only had them little bit of channels to look at, and when the flags start blowing and they say the end, and the TV went on, they had to find other sources of entertainment. And as a result, some of y'all gonna catch it later. I just had an ooh-call moment. So anyways, what it was is my grandmother, she had children, and her friends had lots of children too, but they didn't have them in a hospital. They had them in a house with a midwife. They didn't have medication. They didn't have epidurals. They didn't have episiotomies. Whatever pain they had, they suffered through it. They had those babies. Here I was planning mine. I said, in 4 years, I'm going to get pregnant. And I did. I'm in the hospital. I did what they told me to do. I'm there. Okay? And when I gave birth to my son, 24 years ago, my son lost oxygen at birth. That's why I'm here. He lost oxygen at birth and was diagnosed as being a child that would be severely mentally retarded. Today, Malika, being an educator, also will tell you they can't use the word retardation. It's got to be developmentally delayed or a little slow. You know what I mean? Or ADHD. Oh, that gets underneath my skin, the king. ADHD. See, when the teacher would call my grandmother and tell her that we couldn't be still. You see, my grandmother didn't take us to the doctor to get medication, to be diagnosed. You see, she knew what you had, and she treated it. So you was healed, you was cured for life. And sometimes she didn't have to touch you. All she had to do is slowly turn around and then make eye contact. And you knew, all right, you got it. All right, you didn't have to say a word. Just, I need to start praying, Lord Jesus, please don't let this woman attack me right now, right? But today, it's a different ball game. How many of you know what I'm talking about? It's a different ball game. So my grandmother, she instilled some things in me, and I learned some things that's really made me out to be the person that I am today. And I did not take what the doctor said about my son literally, and I'm so glad that I didn't take it to heart all the way, because it was something that I kind of felt at one time my life was really bringing me down. I felt like I was being punished for maybe doing something years prior. I just didn't understand that my son, who looked like a setback, was really a set up for, concentrated success. Today, I see it clearly when I speak about my son, but in the beginning, I did not understand. Damien Jr. is the reason why I stand here before you all tonight to tell you that child that was predicted to not walk, not talk, not feed himself, not go to the bathroom, to be independent on us, to be dependent on us for the rest of his life, is not the child that the doctors predicted would. Today, Damien, 24 years old, goes to the bathroom by himself, feeds himself, clothes himself, goes to the bus by himself. That same Damien that they said can. And I'm going to tell you something. I was the first one to say, and Yvette will tell you, ain't nobody going to buy these machines. I'm not even going to waste my time. Who's going to one sitting right there in that chair. He better read. And then, more wisdom, he came in and he paid cash. I thought he was broke too. It's like the ones that I thought had money, they weren't buying. It's the ones that I thought didn't have that was finding it. And that's why I'm here to tell you. Listen, understand this. People purchase things when they see and find value. If they cannot see it, if they cannot see the value in it, they're not going to buy it. Right. So the only reason why you hear no over and over and over again is because their questions haven't been answered. So we in turn have to provide them with the necessary information so they can make an intelligent and educated decision. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes. So here I was, I became a 4A, and that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to do this now. Now, wait a minute now. $30? $2,000. $30. $2,000. 1 day, 30 days. $30, $1 a day, 2,000, 2 days. I mean, I called my sponsor and I said, I know I didn't want to do this. I know what I said. You ain't got to rub it in my face. I know what I said. But I just need to understand the compensation plan. And I'm going to share with you the way she shared with me. Right on this board over here. Okay? Today, I stand before you today. Now, approaching 70,000 distributors in our organization. Yeah. And I said nobody was going to buy these machines. I had no idea that when I gave birth to my son, that somebody would call me 12 years, 13 years later, and tell me about a technology that could possibly help my son. And when I changed his water, I saw his life change. Amen. My son, who was not even talking, it is amazing at what he's doing now. You know, so people don't understand why sometimes I get so excited, I just can't help myself. Just the fact of not changing diapers alone, get me mad. 24-year-old? No. I got grandchildren. And Saya, as long as she's on breast milk, I'll change her. But when she started eating grits and all that, no, Saya, you on your own. That's between you and your mama. Y'all have to work that out, right? So anyways, I got started with the business, and I'm excited that I did. And as a result, today, you know, things are moving along. But my goal is to help as many people as I can to get to where they want to get to. And so when you don't see me, it ain't because I'm home relaxing, sometimes maybe, but I'm traveling all over the place because I really want to get help Mr. Shure reach his goal as soon as possible. And our goal is to keep adding to the Army and keep promoting people to sergeant so that we can hurry up and prepare ourselves for one of the biggest shifts that's going to ever take place in the entire world, and that is the shift of ionizers. There will be one. There will be one. Mark my words. If you want to record, now's the time. There will be one in every single house. The same way there's a stove, the same way there's a refrigerator, it's going to be needed. Because understand this, the parasites are not playing. They are taking over. The pharmaceuticals are not playing. They are taking over. The chemicals, last night we did the demonstration, we checked the water, the chlorine in the water. Instead of it being yellow, it was almost orange. And I asked those that were there, how many of you would drink this water? They would have drank it if I hadn't put the tester in it. They would have said, I'll drink it. But after I put the tester in it and I exposed the chlorine, now nobody wanted to drink it when they've been drinking it all along. When you cook with it, when you bathe your children in it, okay? When you brush your teeth, what are you doing? So I love the fact that what you're saying, Nakima, what you said here today, it replaces so much. I have not used toothpaste in years. In years. The teeth that I grew on my own, the ones that didn't grow on my own, the ones that I had to get some help with, they all get white just the same. It don't matter. Stay with me now, okay? Because you know what? When you read the fine print on the toothpaste. What do you see? What does it say? If you swallow, what should you do? You should call who? Poison control, right? Ever take a subliminal medicine? Ever take some drops and put it underneath your tongue? Why do you put them underneath your tongue? So it can get into the bloodstream, right? So when you brush your teeth every morning and every night, what's getting in your bloodstream? Everybody in here now should take out the cell phone and call poison control, because we all been poisoned. But still, we get the toothbrush, we get the toothpaste, and we brush, and we brush, and we brush, and all this fluoride is getting right into our cells. And you talk about oxidation. If you want to hurry up and get old, that's a good way. That's a real good way. And it goes on and on and on. If you don't change it, nobody else will. You got to take up the armor yourself. You got to decide that I'm going to be the one that's going to change this in my family. You understand? Because if you don't, see, once you know better, what are you supposed to do? Do better. Once you know better, you're supposed to what? Do better. So what you going to use in the morning to brush your teeth? Tom. Tom's ain't bad, but I wouldn't ingest too much of that either. Without the fluoride. Without the fluoride. You're a smart man, but don't be promoting Tom's up in here.
No.
Hey, 11.5, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the flagship product. Okay, so I want y'all just to stay with me, because I'm going someplace. Just know that we pay 8 points on our products. We pay 8 points on the Ukon, 8 points on the K8, SD501, the filters. We just don't get paid on the class enhancer, salt, and all that kind of stuff. But we do get paid on everything else. 8 points. Remember that. Just stay with me. I want to focus on tonight, just for the sake of the demonstration, the SD501. Let's say $39.80, but I have to make sure I put a comma in there, because somebody bought me $40 one time. Seriously, y'all. They ain't even considered the tax, they ain't even factored it in. That's $43. $40 and was trying to wait for 20 cents. Can you imagine? So I say $3,980. Okay? And this is for the SD501. K8, just add $1,000 to it. And there you go. But for the sake of the equation, we're going to focus on this, for the sake of the demo. And so now here we have for the SD501, that's going to be $285 per point. How much are you going to get per point?
$25.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, if you're a guest, raise your hand. All the guests, raise your hand, including my little friend right there. All right, raise your hand. All the guests, I can't see you. I'm not going to have an altar call, I promise. Okay? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn all of y'all into a 6A in about 5 minutes. Who want to go 6A in 5 minutes? You don't even know what 6A is, but you're like, yeah, I want to go, right? Okay, so this is you. So now I'm going to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because we get paid 8 points, right? Yeah. And then here, the first position, 1A, second position, 2A, 3A, what am I doing? I put a 2 and a 3. 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A. Okay? Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
Everybody's with me. Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
So what I have on the board, 1A, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. Can you say that? 1A, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. Good. Y'all got it. So now the ultimate goal, especially if you want to generate a tremendous amount of income, is to build your business as quickly as you can, but while you're building it, make sure you duplicate yourself. Because if you're doing everything, what's going to happen? You're going to end up doing everything, and you're going to get tired eventually of doing everything, and you're going to quit. People stay for pay. So people stay for pay. So if you're here because you want to generate some income, just remember that thought. So here we have it. SD501, $3,980. We're going to get $285 a point. So let's pretend. I'm just going to make up some names here. So let's say you go out and you talk to somebody named, we together do a demo for Bill. Bill says yes. We go out, we do a demo for Leon. Leon says yes. You're going to receive at the end of the day $285 for each one of them, because this one here represents how many 285s you're going to get. 285s will you get?
2.
You go 3A, how many you going to get?
3.
4A, how many?
4.
5A,
5.
and 6A.
6.
Exactly. And then there's 2 left over. And it's not paid down, it's paid up. You don't have to understand all of it. I didn't understand until I was a 2-3. I'm serious. But I cashed the checks. I didn't care. I didn't care. They didn't have to have an explanation. It had my name. It was mine. I cashed it. You don't blame me, do you? All right. So when Bill buys and Leon buys, you're going to get a check for $285. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
But now suppose Bill has an organization of people. Maybe he's in a fraternity. Maybe he goes to a particular a lodge. I don't know. Whatever it is. But Bill goes out and Bill brings in 10 people and put them all front line to him. When Bill puts them all in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Bill's going to get 10 checks of $285 each. But because Bill is connected to you, you're going to get 10 checks, $285 each. Now, I know that's not a lot of money. Now, that's just 1A. That's just 1A. What if Bill just did 100 sales his first year? What if it took him 2 years? If somebody was attached to you for 2 years and you made $28,500 off of whatever they did, how many of you would buy them a dozen of roses?
Wow.
Even if you didn't get the check until the end of the second year? Absolutely, you would. So 285 may not sound like a lot to some folk, but it's a lot. It adds up. And so the same thing with Leon. Let's say Leon goes out, Leon brings in 2 people. How many checks will Leon get? 2. How many will you get? 2. Why? Because you are a 1A. And he brought in 2 people. So now we're going to make our third sale. Now I want you to remember this. Write this down if you're writing, if you're taking notes. Third, the one past 10. Somebody said you're going to take a picture. All right, no problem. The one past 20. One past 50. And the one past 100. Now understand something. This is here because you have to do this. Everybody got to get 2. Is there anybody here who cannot, with our help, you cannot get 2? Where are you? I need to see you now so we won't waste your time. You won't waste ours. If you can't get 2, please raise your hand. If you can't get just 2, without help, raise your hand. All right, so everybody can get 2. So no excuses. We got it. We got it down. Okay? So we get 2. By the time next week Wednesday, y'all have to open up the walls. Okay? So on your third sale, you're in 1 past 10, 1 past 20, 1 past 50. You don't necessarily have to do this. See, you can make 3 sales and go to 6A. Because how do you get 6A? The one past 100. And not you alone, but your group. So now you make the third sale. Let's say you make that sale to somebody named Lizzie. Now you just became a 2A. How many 285s you going to get?
2.
2. That's $570. Lizzie goes and Lizzie does 5 sales. Lizzie gets 5 checks. She put them all front line to her. 5 checks. And guess what you're going to get? 5 checks, $570 each. What if Lizzie did 100 and took her 2 years? That's an extra $57,000. Stay with me. When the group have a total of 10 and you make the sale past 10, now you become a 3A. We have a brand new 3A in the room tonight. Rafaela, stand up. Let's give it up for Rafaela. Yeah, brand new 3A. Now, I'm going to tell you business now. Since she had a group of 10 and she made the sale past 10, became a 3A, that means she's getting 3 points. And who did you make that sale to, the one past 10? Sonia? Okay, so let's put Sonia's name here. So Sonia, and guess what? That is $855. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to Florida to do a demo for Sonia. And guess what? If Sonia brings in 20 people after we finish doing all those demos, then guess what's going to happen? Sonia's going to get 20 checks, but guess what Rafaela's going to get? 20 checks. 20 times $855. That's almost $20,000 as a 3A.
Wow. There you go.
Oh, see, some of y'all don't hear me. I can see it in your face. Y'all. You know, today, Tony, myself, and Yvette, we were sitting down. We had lunch today, and we were sitting down, and Tony said, imagine if somebody just sold one machine a month as a 6A, just one a month. That's $1,700, just one a month. Do you all realize that there's some people who don't even make that in a month?
Yeah.
And you put yourself in a position where you can make as much as you want, and then we just sit down and let time just pass us by, and all it is a numbers game. You're going to get 1 out of 10. You're going to get 1 out of 10. And the better at it you get, the more you're going to make. Eventually, you'll be getting 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Sometimes I tell people, listen, just go and talk to Leah team, because I can't recruit nobody else right now. How many of y'all want to be able to say that? Listen, I don't have time to recruit you right now. Go talk to Nakima. Right? Go talk to Jenny. Jenny's like, yeah, bring them on, honey. I always got time, right? So anyway, when those 20 go out and those 20 make sales and they put a front line, then these 20 people will start getting paid, and then Sonia will continue to get those checks, and then you will continue to get those checks. Okay? So when the group now, they have a total of 20, they make the sale past 20. That means you, Bill, Leon, Lizzie, Sonia, their people, you now have a total of 20. You make the sale past 20. Let's say you make that sale to somebody named Regina. You make it to Regina, and guess what? You now become a 4A. Now you're making $11.40 per sale, personal sale. So now you have 1140s here, 855s here, 570s here, 285s here, 285s here. And that's only for the SD501. If this is the K8, you're talking $340 a point. It gets gooder and gooder. Okay? So when you have a total of 50 sales and you make the one past 50, now you become a 5A. You know what? You know what's amazing? Let me tell you what's amazing. What's amazing is when we got started with this almost 11 years ago, we had the same compensation plan on the table. And even though I'm doing it today, fast forward almost 11 years, it still feels good. Because so many people can really use this right about now. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? They can use this right now. All you got to do is put forth the effort. And it'll come a day where the checks will come to your doorbell or to your mailbox, whether you like it or not. Yeah. You can run the mailman away, he'll just throw them at you. Just run. It's going to come a time, seriously. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's going to come a time. So when you have a total of 50 and you make the sale past 50, let's say you make that sale to somebody named Mary. Now you become a 5A. How many pieces are you going to get? 5. What is that? $1,425. $1,425. If all you did was go out and just do 10 sales just by yourself a month. To me, how do I do 10 sales? How do I do 10 sales a month? Talk to 100 people. If you knew that doing 10 sales a month was going to bring you $14,000, how many of you would talk to 100 people? If you knew as a 5A that 10 sales was going to bring you $14,000 a month, would you talk to 100 people? Would you introduce us to 100 people so we can do demos on your behalf until you're able to do them yourself? Would you let us help you make $14,000 in a month?
Yes.
It's a numbers game. It's not rocket science. It's not. It's a numbers game. You write your own check. You know, some people are afraid to make money because they say, you know, I'm getting disability and I don't want them to cut off my disability. I got to report this to the government because, you know, they're going to cut out. I said, how much you get? I get $787 a month. I need that. I have to get my food. I have to buy my stuff. I need my little $700 and it's like, you know what? I got you. Get that money, girl. Get that money. Right? I know what I'm talking about because I used to be there.
Mm-hmm.
See, I tell you today, what you see is not what you get. And I tell you that in a moment. So now when you have 100 sales in your organization and you make the sale past 100, now you become a 6A. You know who I recruited when I became a 6A? Who made me a 6A? A young man by the name of Reggie Powell in Florida.
Wow.
$1,710. He's working on his third million.
Oh, wow.
Reggie has the largest organization in my organization, out of Coral Springs, Florida.
Wow.
When Reggie bought the machine, because his wife told him, you better not get involved with nothing else. She told him, don't bring nothing else in here. He was riding around with the machine in his trunk. She was riding around with evidence and didn't even know that it was in the trunk. Poor Dory, right? I mean, he was going to people's house and setting it up. I'm flying down to Florida. She don't know I'm there. And we going from house to house, and we're doing demos and churches and all kind of stuff. And I mean, before you know it, the checks started coming to his house, and she started getting excited. She used to recruit doctors for different people. She was a physician recruiter. And then she quit her job and started doing Enagic full time. It is amazing at what happens to us when this gets into our DNA. Isn't that something? Yeah. So Reggie's life changed as a result of this phenomenal opportunity. So then all of a sudden, guess what? You're 6A. Now when you have two people go 6A, and that's all I want to show you, you don't need to see nothing else. You don't need all this other stuff. It's just ridiculous. It's just a lot of more money on the table. I'm going to show you a little bit. Just a little bit. You go from 6A, then you go to 6A2, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. Then you go to 6A2-2, and then you go to 6A2-3. And then here, just because you did it, we're going to give you $3,000. As long as you get those 10 sales in 1 month, you and your group, 10 sales, we're going to give you $3,000. Here, just because you did it, Dr. Alsuna. What about $6,000? Huh? And then 6A22, $12,000. And then 6A23, $25,000. And as long as you stay committed to the opportunity and work your business, you'll get, as a 6A2-3, an extra $5K per month. But it goes all the way up to $80K in addition to everything that you see on the board. Don't try to figure it all out. It's just too much money to count. Just make it. And cash the checks. I have been in this business now for going on 11 years, and every check that came with my name on it, and I took it and I cashed it, it cashed. That's right. Now I'm going to say this to you, and then I'm going to get out of the way. Like I said, what you see is not what it's always been. You see, I want you to know something, and Malika, you know we share a similar place in you and I too, South Carolina. And I was telling some folk the other day, believe it or not, let me tell you, this is how ignorant I was, right? I didn't know I was American until I came to New York. I didn't know South Carolina was part of America. I know that might sound crazy. You laughing, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean, right?
Yes, I do.
And I'm like, everybody look different. They got relaxed. Why their hair so straight? And I got these 2 corn braids, and I'm walking around, my pants all the way up to here. I got my bloomers underneath there. My pants is wrinkled up behind there. My grandmama done made out my granddaddy's shirt. And I'm looking for grits, and they talking about egg rolls, and I'm thinking it's an egg with a roll. I don't want none of that. I never saw Chinese people in my life until I came to New York. I'm serious. So, I mean, we were just so, like, in the woods until, like, some of my friends still in the woods. They're like, I ain't going to New York, girl. Anybody gonna kill me up there? Because that's what we were told. They gonna kill you, they gonna rob you, they gonna do all these things to you. You don't want to go there to become no Yankee, right? We were something else. So, to make a long story short, when I came to New York, it was an experience. I had to learn how to use a can opener because we grew our own vegetables. We grew our animals. You know, we primed the pump. We cut the wood. We did all of that. So I thank the Lord for that experience, because when Hurricane Sandy came and folks didn't have lights, we didn't have lights for 11 days.
Yeah, same here.
They were out there, oh my God, Obama, you need to do something. And we was in the backyard. Tony had to put some bricks around. We had to put some wood. We had the axe. My aunt was out there. She said, "Don't watch out. Nobody will see me because I'm getting this disability." And she went It may be a little black around the rim, but don't worry about it. Just wipe it off and keep on drinking. We survived. We survived because we knew how to survive. And I would have got my hand on one of the raccoons, I'd have showed them something. I'd have showed them something. So I remember when I came here, and I remember when life was not that nice to me, shall I say. I remember all those hard times that I had. I remember sometimes not having any lights, not because I didn't want to have lights, because I didn't have enough money to pay the rest of the bill. You know, sometimes you get those bills, they say if you don't pay this amount by this day, we're going to turn it off. I remember when my phone would be cut off one way, and I have to run downstairs and call somebody and tell them, give me 5 minutes, I can get back upstairs, and the phone ring. Hey girl, I just want you to call me back. How you doing? You know what I mean? And they say to me, I called you, but your phone was off, because after a few days, they cut it all the way off. And then you tell them you must have been down the wrong number. You know you're lying. You know your phone was cut off. Right? Going through pants pocket, going through jacket pockets, trying to get a nickel and a dime and a penny and a quarter. If you find $1, you thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Just to put together a meal. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to drive around in a car. I know what it feels like even before the car. That's why I was so thankful for my Ford Tempo to be at the bus stop. See, when I came to New York City, my grandma used to always buy these expensive shoes. You only get one pair, last you about 5 years, right? Feet be all hurting in the shoe, right? I'm serious, leather shoes, but I didn't understand why she spent so much money. But when I got to New York and went to Pickens Avenue, they had 3 pairs for $10. Plastic. I said, this is what's up. I mean, I would get six colors, you know what I mean? I got pink, I got blue, hot pink, green. And I remember being at the bus stop, Jenny, and I remember my feet being so cold in the snow. Because we didn't get snow down south. We're getting it now. We didn't get snow down south. So you just wore a little jacket, you know, year round, but you didn't have to wear no big coat. And my feet were so cold. When the bus came and I finally got on the bus and my feet started to unthaw, defrost, right? The tears just rolled down my face because it was so painful. Then I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to the thrift store. I know they may be, somebody may have worn them, but I'm going to have to wear them again. I'm going to get the right size. They're going to be leather. And I'm just going to pay a little bit less, and that's how it's going to be. And I did. So what you see today is not what it's always been. And I say that to you to say this. If I can do it, in spite of my son being mentally disabled, in spite of being a motherless child, a fatherless child, having no sisters, no brothers, coming to New York City, 16 years old, with $50 in my pocket. If I can do it, don't tell me you can't. And see, what you need to also understand is whatever you're going through right now, stop going through it and grow through it.
Yeah.
Grow through it. Yeah. Because what you are experiencing is not for you. Stop wearing your feelings. Oh, me. Oh, it's me. Oh, me. It's not about you. It's about the people you haven't met yet that you're going to inspire as a result of you getting stronger. Woo! Okay? So guys, that's my time. I thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you again soon. I'll bring back to the front of the room. Now, keep on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And overfilled, and you take that information and you go and you change your life and you change the life of your family. So I know we're going to wrap up very quickly. There's a few things we want to go over before you leave. We'd like to, how many distributors here today bought 3 people with them? 3 prospects. If you bought 3 prospects, can you stand up? Any distributors bought 3 prospects with them today? Okay. How many distributors here bought 2 prospects with them? Stand up. So if you have 2 prospects, we have 2 people, 2 prospects. Anybody else stand up? If you have 2 prospects, please stand up. If you have 2 prospects, please stand up. Stay standing up, please. Stay standing. Stay standing. Only 1 person? No, the other way. Okay, so we have 2 people.
3.
So 3. Where's the next person?
2 and 3. You bought 3?